Welcome to Moody Monday. Right, so how many of you struggled this week to get into routine, wake up with that positive mindset and feeling confident that you've got this Monday? And how many of you guys got out of bed feeling completely the opposite? Oh my gosh, it's a Monday morning, back to reality. So get in touch and tell me who took some of my advice last week. And if you didn't, try it out for tomorrow or next week for Moody Monday. Think of something positive, sleep on a positive note, do something energizing the night before, and honestly, the following day, you'll come out rolling out your bed. This is exactly what I'm doing. I'm cleansing myself mentally. I go to bed with a really good, positive, energized thoughts, good mood. I'm reading good stuff. And I get myself into bed feeling in a real high spirit. And come Tuesday morning, boom, I'm at that bed rolling. Today, I want to have a little conversation around our self-worth, because I think this will connect in really well to what we're talking about having low moods on that Monday morning. Okay, so how many of us have no self-worth, very low self-worth, or even any self-love? How many of us are actually loving ourselves? Because if we were loving ourselves, we'd do what I'm saying on a Sunday night and every night, sleeping on a really good note, feeling so energized, reading the right things, watching the right things, putting ourselves to bed, feeling good, smelling good, which will set the note, right, for the following day. So how many, and this will link in really nicely and tie in, how many are out there have given themselves any form of self-love or self-worth? How much time do you give yourself? Do you actually look at yourself and love yourself? And if not, why? Why don't you love yourself? Is that perhaps because society hasn't allowed you to love yourself? Because society has been telling you things and you've carried them out into adulthood? That could be name calling in the playground as a child, or being told by your teacher you're never going to achieve and you're never going to make it anything of your life. Is it family? Because family could be really, really aggressive bullies, can't they? Because you're hearing it from the moment you can start understanding. So that bullying starts from real early stages, whereas schooling will come a bit later, right? So how many people out there have not given themselves the love, or giving themselves the love that they actually thrive to have and what they deserve, rightly so? And where is all your love going? Who are you giving it to? Where is your love going and who are you treating love to? Are you not giving any of your love to yourself? Is there no self-worth? I know, well, I had a client actually who, I have a few clients, but one of my clients recently said to me, Nergis, I can't be that person who can lose the weight, because as a child I've carried weight as a child. And you know what my school health nurse said to me at the time as a child? And this is really interesting, because this is clearly really that school nurse has really got into her head, because it's really wired in. It's literally wired into this client of mine, because she still believes. And the nurse said to her, I know you're overweight, but I've noted, your siblings who I'm also at school, because these siblings were at the same school, you're all the same size, and I know your parents, etc. And I think it's just a genetic thing. So you will probably struggle with the weight. I don't think you're eating junk food. I don't think you're doing anything wrong, but I just believe it's just genetic, and I don't think you'd ever be able to shift that weight. This poor child, just imagine you looking at your child, who's ever a parent out there, imagine your child listening to that. Or be the child, even better. So take the younger version of you out and stand stood in, I'm sure many of you can remember your primary schools, stand just looking at your school nurse, if you can remember what she looks like, or a teacher from that time, hearing those words, you will not lose the weight, or you will struggle to lose the weight, because all of you, as in your family members, and you're all big, and so therefore it's a genetic issue. Well, over the years, we know that's not true, because 2 of her siblings have lost a lot of weight and they look great. But she's continued to carry that thought and belief into her adult life and really struggles. So I got told by my client, it's not just my children that made me big. I've always been big. I will never shift the weight. The school nurse told me that, but yet the siblings from the same household have lost all this weight. How does that work? So you believe now, you brought that advice along with you into your adult life, and you continue to hold on to that belief, and you're going to continue to hold on to it until the day you take it right into your grave. Does that sound right, guys? No. Hell no. The other thing is, how many other people, this is just one client. I want to hear from whoever's listening and is resonating with what I'm saying. How many other people have been told many things in different scenarios? So I've got also another client who said to me, I'm never going to be smart and intelligent. I can never get past a certain stage. I've made it here, but I can't get here now. I can only get here. Why is that? Because I'm just beauty with no brains. What? What on earth are you talking about? Well, my secondary school teacher told me, you're such a pretty girl, but you're always misbehaving, you're always being silly, you're never going to achieve. So the school teachers recognized how pretty this girl is. But the school teacher doesn't recognize how intelligent this girl is. If anything, rather than getting to the bottom of why this child is misbehaving, isn't present in her classes, what's going on up here with this child, what's going on, are the traumas attached, what's going on, rather than doing all of that and do some background work, but then complimenting that she's a pretty girl, acknowledging that part of it, what she's done is just damage that little girl. She's damaged the little girl who is now a woman who's told me she cannot go past this stage because she's only made to be here. She can't go above this. She can't go below this. She can only stay here. That is crazy. How crazy is that? Imagine our children being told that. It's madness. Absolute madness. I want to know how many people sat out there resonating to what I'm telling them today and can go back to either their childhood and think, actually, I remember being bullied in the playground for my looks or for my weight or for my intelligence, and where did that come from? Who did that? Who called you all these names? Who bullied you? Was it your teachers? Was it your family members? Was it your friends? Who did it to you? And why is that thought process still here with you today? Why have you carried it out into adulthood? Why have you not dealt with this? Why have you not buried it? Let me tell you something small. I mean, this is something that a lot of people probably don't know and probably be surprised, but I was bullied as a child. From a very young age, I was bullied. I was told I was the ugly duckling. I was told my name at home was called Mrs. Piggy. I was greedy. I was humongous when I was born. I was like the most ugliest baby apparently when I was born, and the fattest. So being all told all these things and trying to look back at myself as a child, I didn't see no fat kid. I tell you what I see though is a very tall child, because I've always been very tall. So either these people do not understand what big meant. I wasn't fat, I was just tall, and I was broad, which I think when you have not had the growth and you're gonna grow. You just get broad until you're ready to grow. So I got called all these weird names, you know. I was not intelligent, by the way. I was so stupid and thick, if you like. How wrong with all those bullies? Who's having the last laugh now? That's me, right? But it's not about the last laugh, is it? It's about fixing myself. It's about fixing ourselves. It's about believing who we are. It's about not allowing the bullies to bully, to make us believe something that we're not, and then for us to continue to carry on living such a sad life. It's so sad. For years I felt sad. For years I felt so much in low moods, and you know, but I've been surrounded by such energy and such positive people in the world and such kindness that actually I've realized I am beautiful. I'm not an ugly duckling, and no, I was never fat. I'm just tall. As a matter of fact, I'm petite, and I am super clever. And I look back at those people and I think, where are you people today? Because I broke the cycle. I started believing who I was. I got help. I got the help. I would love to know how many more people feel like this. Who's not broke the cycle? Who's still stuck in that rut? Why have you not broken the cycle? When are you going to break the cycle? You can take it to, are you deciding to take this whole thought process, this negative vibe and energy to your grave? Or are you thinking of breaking the cycle? And if you are, guys, then you need to be in touch with me. Get in touch with me. Let's talk about it. Do your thing. Drop me a message. You know what you got to do. And let's talk about it. Happy Moody Monday.